Hello, hello. We are here with another episode of True Story Bro. I'm your host, John Kraus. Just wanted to this one's going to be awesome, guys. This is a guy that I've met. Wow, it's probably been a couple of years now that we've known each other through social media.
About 3 years or so,
Yeah, through social media, just through the real estate world. I'm in the mortgage business. He's a investor and wholesaler, and just he'll tell more about that. But Michael Sanchez, he is a dude that his story is going to inspire some people. We're going to get into it, like his background and where he's from and where he's living and kind of what he's gone through and what he's going through and what he's doing about it. So without further ado, Michael, why don't you just give us an introduction? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I'm just so grateful to know you because, you and I started off just more business, and now I got to know really you and some of your story. And I'm looking forward.
I remember you actually learned more about my story like a few months ago. So
I
feel like, what I mean?
I just learned about it and I'm like, wow. I can't wait to have you on my show, man. So tell us who you are and what you're about, dude.
Yes, I met John, like I said, on social media a few years ago, and it's because we're in the same groups. So I saw that he's pretty local to me, so I reached out, and we've been talking since. We haven't done a deal together yet, but that's soon to come, obviously. But I'm a 31-year-old real estate investor from Western Massachusetts, and I've been involved in real estate since 2015. And the way I got into it was through my life. I hadn't really had people that knew about wealth creation, how to make money. My background is, with my family is, go get a job, go save money, go to college, things like that. But in my generation and the generations before, nobody, had really ascertained those particular goals. I'm one of 7 kids. I'm a 90s baby. I got, some half siblings, some step siblings, and we're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But when, when things started coming to a point in my life where I started having my own thoughts, I knew that where I was at with my family and the things that we were learning from them, because I'm one of 7 kids. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I understood the lifestyle of having food stamps and Section 8 and, trying to make out of that type of lifestyle to something hopefully better, which meant college or a great job. But I didn't have the kind of mindset for that. Like I said, I'm one of 7 kids. And when I turned 14 years old, I pretty much went through the rebellious stage. So I'm the only one in the family that ended up going to foster care and having to live my life, jumping from home to home, program to program, because I wasn't following the rules. All that to say, I had to take a different path than my other siblings. But it got me to a point where I'm here with John now, so I'm okay for that. And, in 2015, like I said, I got into real estate. But what really drove me to figure an out-of-the-box thinking was the fact that I'm visually impaired. Like I said, I was in foster care and stuff from the age of 14 to 17. And at the age of 17, when I started losing my vision. So it's not something primarily, that a lot of people know about. It's called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. And it's caused by nerve damage in both my eyes. So when that started happening to me, I didn't realize what was going on. I wasn't sure who to turn to because, again, I wasn't living with the family at the point, and nobody in my family, my life, my circle of anything had ever gone through what I'm going through. I still go through it. So at that point, I started having to forge, my own path. And some of my choices, led me to the streets, not really having a clear path in mind. But, I, had to do what I had to do to survive at those points in my life when people in my life were transitioning from childhood to adulthood, turning 18, things like that. They're figuring out what it means to be a man. Yeah. At that point, for me, turning 17 to 18, I'm figuring out how to see again. And to say it was challenging, that puts it really mildly, especially considering I spent my whole life with eyes that worked and having people around me, that never been through this. So again, not knowing who to turn to, I just, fell into a state of severe depression. And I got to a point where I didn't care, honestly. I had not a care in the world. I figured if you lose your sight, what more can you lose? You know what I mean? So I was doing reckless things, and I wasn't really being a positive, productive person in my lifestyle. So fast forward a few years, I, did all the things in the streets that no one really should do, but it got me to a point where I met some people, and in those people, I met the person who ended up giving me kids. So I remember I was with her. Her name is Brittany. I was in the car with her driving from Connecticut back to Mass, and I heard one of those radio ads. Do you want to make money in your backyard flipping houses? So I felt like I had an entrepreneurial mindset. So I was like, shit, I spent that much money that they was charging, on sneakers, in the months anyways and stuff. So let me see what this can do for me. So I went, I was intrigued, and I was like, you know what, I want to get involved with this. So I did. And then a week later, I found out that at that time she was gonna have a kid. So I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
To say I was nervous, I was like, holy crap, because being visually impaired was one thing, but being visually impaired trying to be a parent, I know that was gonna be a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, like in my position with my disability, I was looking at what kind of job opportunities can I have?
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of lifestyle can I show, at that point I didn't know what it was, but my son or daughter.
Yeah.
I started having a lot of self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get into the type of industry that we're in, you start realizing that it's all about mindset.
Yeah, definitely. And let me ask you some questions. Let's rewind because I know there's way more to unpack here.
Oh my God, yeah.
and I want to completely. I want to give you the time to really share because so when you were before this hit, like when you were 14, you said
17. No, I was 7. I
17.
went to foster care.
So 17, when you were at 17, like before that, did you have any indication whatsoever that there was anything wrong with your eyesight whatsoever?
Not at all.
Nothing.
So I had to wear glasses as a child, but when I was running around the streets, I was just thinking to myself, maybe I'm just neglecting to go to the eye doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I tried to join the military, but
Mm-hmm.
On September 25th, 2008, they told me I can't go, So when I originally signed up for the military, it was May 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to, hang out a little longer, chill with the boys. And then September 25th, I was supposed to ship out. But at that time, my sergeant, he would literally have to hold my hand and help me write paperwork.
Right.
So on September 25th, 2008, again, I can't forget that day because that was also my father's birthday.
Okay.
So it's like always ingrained, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it just from May to September, it just progressively went worse.
Wow.
And yeah, it sucked.
That's crazy. That's crazy to hear. I mean, that must have been really hard to just swallow, like knowing like, like
the hardest part for me, honestly, was at that time I left the foster care system program and I ended up going back home for a few months. But then when I came home and told my dad I was going blind, he didn't believe me. So it was kind of like he told me basically go get a job and stop being blind. Yeah. Or leave because I'm lying about it.
Oh man.
So,
man. How'd you end up getting like, the diagnosis and things like that? When did you, how did that?
Yeah, because I was 17. So I was 17. So I went to the military doctor and they sent me to Shriners Hospital to go get tested and stuff. You know what I mean?
Got it. Okay.
Because I couldn't sign the paperwork myself, they needed to figure out what was going on if I wasn't going to ship out.
Yep.
So when I went back home, like I said, he didn't believe me and stuff. And I ended up moving out the house. And then I started figuring things out by myself. First off, how to be a man. And second off, how to be a man that's visually impaired. Because the two have different ways of living. As a regular man, you just live your life, hold your word, and have respect. As a visually impaired man, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whole different ball game.
And now you got, how many kids do you have now?
2 little boys.
Nice.
Isaac and Jaden.
How old are they?
Yeah. 4. Jaden's 4 years old and Isaac's 26.
Wow, nice.
So in my situation, what I found to be very helpful for me is teaching my kids how to help me. Okay. So I'll teach Isaac his numbers. Someone at the grocery store, he tells me, "Oh, Daddy, this costs $3. Oh, Daddy, this is like 2.5." You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
he helps you out.
It's my little guide sons.
Yeah, he's learning. That's good.
Yeah,
that's incredible. That's incredible. So obviously with this, you hit kind of like a rock bottom depression area. What got you out of that? Like, what was the point where you're like, all right, I gotta move. I gotta do something.
Yeah. So honestly, it was when I had my son. No, not even when I held him. Because even when he was here, it was like he was here, but it was like whatever.
Yeah.
When I put my ear to his heartbeat and heard him he's not a stuffed animal. You know, he wasn't a Build-A-Bear, nothing like that.
Yeah.
When I put my ear to his chest and heard his heartbeat for the first time, I teared up.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like you're here. You know what I mean? And even though I knew there was things I couldn't teach him, like how to play catch, like how to drive a car, how to some of those like things that need vision. At that point I was like, yo, I gotta teach this little dude like everything I possibly can.
Absolutely.
And one of the most important things I always teach them is respect.
Yeah,
Straight
definitely. Up. Definitely. No, trust me, you have plenty to teach them. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. It's just,
and then my second one came too. And when he came, I was like, all right, well, we're three men now. So we got the three musketeers, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Oh
now
yeah.
we showed them my best friend. I hold one in this hand and one in this hand. We just walked on the streets.
That's it. That's awesome.
It,
That's awesome.
Kids,
that's
honestly.
incredible. So tell me more about like so you got the kids now and you'd already taken that class, right? You'd already taken that class because you found out about that class when you found out your girl was pregnant. So so you've got your kids. Had you already started your business? Had you already started kind of getting the ball rolling, or was it when did that kick up?
Let me see. Brittany said she was pregnant in July of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a year and I was like really like taking in everything I learned from the classes because it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
So I remember I had gotten involved in a couple of deals with some joint venture structures.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that was in mid 2016.
Okay.
So when Isaac came, it was like, I got to start putting this stuff to work because if it's one thing being pregnant, it's another thing having a newborn.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when he came, I was like, I got to put everything I learned to use.
Yeah.
And at the time I closed a few flips. I've done a couple wholesales in I think late September.
Yeah.
Me and my partner Brittany was together at that time. We made $40,000 in 1 month of doing wholesaling deals.
Yeah.
We did a flip and then held it as a rental in Chicopee over here. And then it was a 2-family. It was cash flow positive.
Yeah.
And let me see. We did a few random deals around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was good, but I at that point I only knew about wholesaling and flipping. And then once she and I split, it was like I fell into like another depression. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But in that time, I took a lot more education as far as creative structures.
Sure.
And that's where I learned you can get a lot of deals for a lot less. Doing like subject to owner finance, things like that.
Got it. So what does your business look like right now? Like what have you got going on? What is it? Do you have an LLC? Do you have a company?
Yeah, I have it's New Reality Investments.
Nice.
And the reason why I call it that is because when I started to get involved into real estate, it brought upon a new reality. And for that, I wanted to keep that going, and I started a couple other companies since then. Another one's called New Vision 2020, and in that one, the focus is to invest with New Reality and then donate some of the funds, 25% of whatever I make, over to the New Vision 2020 company. And that's to help other visually impaired people like myself who have to do it independently, with no help, no support system because they don't have it. Help them financially, because, living on Social Security is not enough. It costs money to be visually impaired. Computers, phones, what it costs money and stuff, and for those who don't have that that drive, that motivation that I do, I want to show them that it's still possible, so that way hopefully they can look with themselves and find that thing, that thing that makes them passionate and help them keep going. So the goal I have is to teach independence, teach with education on how to use these things and teach how to become confident. That way they can live a successful lifestyle. And I'm not saying I have it all figured out.
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wake up from time to time and still like, feeling down and stuff like that. And, sometimes it gets to me, but you can't be 100% perfect every single day. And that's okay.
Yeah. Where do you turn? Where do you turn when you're down? Excuse me. Where do you turn?
Honestly, I go through my videos of my kids.
Got it.
I swear, like I'll go through, them laughing, them running, them jumping at me, because when I see them, and these are my videos, so it's my memories.
Yeah.
So when I look through it and I see the smiles and the daddy come pick me up and things like that.
Yep.
That shows me first and foremost why I do this.
That's your why. That's your why. Absolutely.
Those are my two kids, and I'll only ever have those two kids. So when I see them, I'm just like, this is why I do everything. To make sure that Isaac, Paul, and Jade and Michael and stuff always have a future. You know.
That's fantastic. What do you do now? What are you said you're doing some stuff for? Are you doing any charity work or anything? I thought that you had said something that you were.
It's my own nonprofit organization.
Okay.
So I don't have a charity set up like paperwork wise.
Not yet.
But
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, exactly.
That's right.
It's something I'm building towards.
Okay.
But I do have a Facebook page where I go on there and I interview other visually impaired people.
Okay.
I show how to cook as a visually impaired person. The things I do as a father, visually impaired. But it's to show people, you know what I mean? Whether you have no sight, you can still have vision.
Yes.
Whether you have people counting on you or not, you still have to find a way to, take the left foot and put it in front of the right one, and the right one in front of the left one. Just keep on going. Yeah. At the end of the day, people care. We live in a selfish lifestyle. People care about themselves. You know what I mean? And if you are a person that you don't care about your presentation, how you look, what you do, nothing like that, then no one else will either. And the first person you have to take care of is yourself. Just because you're blind, just because you're deaf, just because whatever the situation might be. I have a saying. It's called, don't let your XYZs become your excuses.
Like it.
Everybody has a reason why they can't. I don't care who it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to find it from within yourself some way, somehow, every single day to get out of that bed and get to work. No one's gonna do it.
No, you're absolutely right.
Do this for me.
You're right, man. You got to find it from within. You got to find it from wherever your why is, and you got to lean on whatever works for you. I mean, some people lean on their faith, some people lean on their family. Wherever you draw strength from, that's where you have to get it from and move it forward. Keep moving forward.
Yeah. And in the beginning too, you said something about you hope that my story can inspire.
Yes.
When I've gone on several other podcasts and I've spoken before and stuff.
Sure.
And when I tell people, the word inspire comes from two words: inner spirit. When you speak to somebody and you inspire them, all you're doing is bringing out their inner spirit. So it's everything that they have positive inside themselves. When you have these conversations that inspire, you're having conversations that bring those person's thoughts, those person's, ideals and values, and you're helping them just bring it out. Because nothing I say or you say or anybody, no third person is gonna say something that you haven't thought of already.
Right.
And you probably just have to hear it to bring it outside yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's all on you. It's all in you.
I love it, man. I love it. What else can you share? What else? Is there any other stories of overcoming challenges through life that you want to share before we wrap this up?
I'd say that it's pretty simple and basic. That you have to understand that if you want something new, you have to give up something old. The price of your new life is going to cost you the price of your old life. Like if you want to make it to the other side, you have to understand that the only thing stopping you is fear. You have to understand that the only thing stopping you is your own self-belief. Because if you can see it, you can believe it. And if you can believe it, you can achieve it. It's a simple fact of life.
That's
see your dream and then just accomplish it. Like I said, me personally, I lost my sight, but I didn't lose my vision at all.
That's right. I love that. Dude, I'm using that. I love that. That's awesome. I'm telling you like that.
It's the truth, though.
That is so good. Like you don't need to actually see to have a vision.
And it's funny too, because those who have sight, I've seen a lot of people who have sight who don't have any vision.
That's true. That's true, man. That's awesome. Michael, man, this is great. So what would you give as somebody that might be in a similar situation, coming out of like this discovery, like something's going on, maybe they have the exact same diagnosis, just found out about it. What was your one word or one sentence or one piece of advice be for them?
Stay connected.
Okay.
Stay connected. If it's in your visually impaired network, if it's in your real estate community, if it's in whatever situation you're going through, find people who are involved in that same capacity or aspect and stay connected.
Great. That's great. I love that advice. Now, how do people get a hold of you on social?
I'm on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Michael Sanchez, RE Real Estate. I'm on Instagram, Mike Buys Homes, and you'll see a picture of me, probably me and my boys and stuff, just chilling.
Nice. I'll get your links too. I'll have you send me your links. I don't think I have them yet. I'll have you forward me over your links and then I'll post them in the show notes for you. Okay.
That sounds great.
Mike, man, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you sharing your story. You're definitely going to inspire people. Guys, you got to follow him on social, follow him on Instagram. You need to ask him about, real estate, about what he's gone through in life with his vision. Reach out to him. Mike, you're cool with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always down to share my story.
Awesome. So yeah, I appreciate you, Mike. I'm glad you came on. Guys, Thank you for listening. If you can, just give us a follow, subscribe to our channel, give us some stars, give us a review Mike's, give us some comments, man. So I appreciate it. Anyway,
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in to True Story Bro, and we'll see you next time.